please, all the doctors, you should have a prohibited list with you. And sometimes the doctors are too lazy to go to internet and see. And sometimes the player comes, you sit on the laptop, there is no electricity. And say, oh, you write it. A small mistake will ruin the life of the sports athlete. So I have, for some, I mean, this. I don't know how many participants are sure. Because they just, if you apply, they give you 100, not more. So I have asked my ministry to reproduce it. So the ministry reproduced this, and you can do it. It costs, when I reproduce it, it cost me about Pakistani rupees 10. 10 rupees for this way. No? And I produced 1,000 ministry finance it. So I'm giving to you all, and if so, I don't know if it's enough or not. Could you please? No, because I didn't know how many participants will be there. Okay. Now about the doping control. About the doping control, I'll tell you. I have a short video about 4 minutes. Please watch how it's done. Then because you know most of the players, they don't. When they come to doping control session, they have never seen the bottle. They don't know what it is, and they are all, I mean, shaking, hands being nervous, flushed face, faces. So even the coach doesn't know. I mean, they speak in Hindi or Pakistani or in their own language. After the question, I don't know. See, so to help them out, because everyone should know what the process, how it carried on. But once you see, you'll never forget it. Okay.
How can you be selected for testing? Testing can be conducted in two. Doping is an essential part of anti-doping programs to promote and protect the integrity of sport and the health of athletes. Testing is carried out in accordance with the World Anti-Doping Code and a series of international standards. Hi, I am a doping control officer, also known as a DCO. I play a major role in protecting your rights in the doping control process, which consists of 5 phases. Athlete selection, athlete notification, sample collection, sample analysis, and results management. How can you be selected for testing? Testing can be conducted in 2 situations, in competition and out of competition. For in-competition testing, the selection may occur in a number of ways, including by random selection, based on finishing position, or by being targeted for a particular reason. For out-of-competition testing, you may be tested anytime, anywhere, with no advance notice. If you have been identified in a registered testing pool, you will be required to provide whereabouts information. You may be tested at home, at your training location, or other relevant locations. How will you be notified? The notification process is the same for both in and out of competition testing. If you are selected for testing, I will show you my DCO accreditation to demonstrate that I'm authorized to conduct testing. I will also explain your rights and responsibilities in the doping control process and ask you to sign a form. Once you've been notified, you must report immediately to the doping control station. You may request a delay for a valid reason, such as you are taking part in a medal ceremony, you must attend a press conference, you require medical treatment. Upon notification, a DCO or chaperone will stay at your side at all times until the testing process has been completed. What is the sample collection process? During this process, you also have specific rights, such as having a representative with you, as well as certain responsibilities. I will first ask you for a valid photo ID to confirm your identity. You will be asked to provide 1 or more urine samples and/or blood samples. When you are ready to provide a urine sample, a doping control official of the same gender as you will witness the passing of the sample and will stay with you until you provide a sample that meets all requirements. You will then be asked to divide the urine sample into B and A bottles and then seal them. Throughout the process, you will be the only one to handle the sample collection equipment, unless you require assistance. Finally, you will be asked to review and sign the doping control form. The samples and a copy of the form that does not disclose your identity will be sent to a WADA accredited laboratory, while the other copies will go to the relevant anti-doping organizations. A copy of the form will also be provided to you. How are the samples analyzed? Once your A sample arrives at the laboratory, it will be opened and analyzed. The B sample will be securely stored. Should the A sample reveal an adverse analytical finding, the B sample will be analyzed to confirm the result. How are the results managed? The lab will report the results to the anti-doping organization responsible for results management. A copy will be sent to WADA to ensure the accountability of the process. In the event of an adverse analytical finding, your rights include requesting and attending the B sample analysis within set deadlines, a fair hearing, and the right to appeal. As an essential deterrent, a standard doping control process across all countries helps protect the right of athletes to compete on a level playing field in the true spirit of sport.
Different types of doping control boxes, and this is called the Berlinger. Berlinger. You remember the town Berlin. This is mostly used. Mostly we use this. And when you do the doping control, you should check that the seal, the player, they are very good. They should check the seal. If the seal is broken, you don't use it. Okay. And you have 2 bottles inside. I'll show you now. And each bottle should contain the same number. Once we have found the bottles with a different number, you don't use it. So the player, athlete, and you, the doping control officer, should check that numbers are same. Okay. The sample, how much urine you used to give? Before it was 75 ml. Now it is minimum 90 ml of urine you should give. 90 ml. So what you do? I have an athlete now. Suppose he's an athlete. He comes to us. You have seen the forms. You fill it, notify. He comes to station for doping control station, and we'll have this thing. Not one. If there should be many. At least 3. At least 3. So he can choose it. If there's only one, later the player will write a complaint, say, oh, there was only one sample and the bottle was manipulated, so I got adverse finding a positive. So there should be more than 3, at least. Okay. And these are the unit collecting sample vessels. You call it. Yeah. It is all sealed, sterile. Okay. And see here. Here you have a marks. How much urine you have? It's up to 180, 175. Okay. And the minimum dose should be 90. It's marked here 90. And it's sterile. And when you collect the sample, tell the player to wash his hands, or if he doesn't want to wash it, tell him not to put his hand inside because that will contaminate the urine. So hold the bottle this way. And if we fill the forms, and he comes to us, and I give him, he gets it. I never touch it. Doping control should never touch it. Unless and only he gives you a permit or handicap, so you touch it. Otherwise, you don't touch it, because after if something happened, the adverse finding, the word positive, we don't use it nowadays. We use adverse finding. The best way is he passed the test or he failed the test. He failed the test means he has something in his blood, adverse analytic finding. Or positive. Don't use that. We said he passed the test, he failed the test. This is a very good now recent word. So he comes, I tell him to choose a thing, okay? He chooses okay. Then I cut it myself. I don't touch it, see? I cut it here, one. Or he can cut himself and go to toilet. And remember, you should see the urine coming out of his organs. The one who goes, the girls are bored. And there is many chicky-micky things goes on. Someone come with a catheter, with a ball, go to toilet and pass the urine from the catheter. Yeah, they are so clever. They are prepared for that. So it's important. You should see the urine coming out of his organ. That's why a female goes in, a male goes in there. Either a doping control officer goes or the chaplain. We train them to see in the toilet and say, don't look around. Dr. Parvez, remember we are in Bangladesh, he was with us. We did about a lot of tests in Bangladesh. And there were some boys who didn't want, they were ashamed. They never came to the doping test. They said, how can I come and see my thing? No, they revolted. But you say, it is a rule. We have to. See? So this is, so I'm saying now it goes. Okay, let's go. I see here, it is 130. Then I write in the form 130. Then I ask him to open the bottle. I don't touch. Okay? That we throw it away. And I take him to take out the bottle, please. Hold the bottle. Take it out, please. Yeah, put it down, please. The next one, please. Could you check the number? The numbers are same. I don't touch it. Never touch it. Okay? Just written on the upside. Okay. Same. So now, see, I don't touch here. You should never. Then here in the bottle here, mark. You see, there's a white mark here. You should fill the urine in the first bottle. But I just show you. It's not allowed, but I'll show you. See, here the marks. In the A bottle, the urine should be up to here. Okay, here's a mark here, up to here. That is 50 ml or more. And the second bottle, up to the lower level. In some now it's marked up to this level, minimum. Okay, the lower things, up to here. These are specially marked. Nowadays you have white markers up to here. In the second bottle, see the level. It is down here. 30 ml. See the level. It is right up here. It is down here. You have to fill up to here. Lower level of thing. Up to here. Okay. So now the procedure is, I haven't touched it, no? Take out the leg. Okay. And the cap. Okay. And there is a cap here. You should remove that. Okay. Throw it away. Don't. I know. The cap you should always never put this way because it gets contaminated. It's other way down. Open it, please. The rule is sometimes they say put first in the A bottle, side in the second bottle, or some say first in the second bottle and the first bottle. That doesn't make a difference when you have enough urine. So I asked him, okay. So put this urine in the A bottle first, please.
Bottle we required 60 ml. So total required volume is compulsory 90 ml is required. So we put in A bottles only 60 ml. After this, the remaining 30 ml necessary.
Suppose you didn't get in the first time, the athletes, they want to pass out the urine fast and go out, and they give only 20 ml, and that's called a partial sample. Then there's another process, to do that. Because you have to come down and put a bottle in the bottle, seal it again, and wait, drink, and go out again, give the sample. So this is second process. This is general, just in one step I'm going up.
We have the more urine, so we put into the A bottle and B both, and we remain 2 ml required for the next test.
And after giving this, then we have to have a pH and specific gravity. Yes.
After completing,
Yeah.
provide the required.
So once a guy is in the athlete in the doping control station, he has to provide. In Kathmandu, it happened once. We had Uzbekistan in the football AFC football championship. The guy came into doping station at 9 o'clock and he gave a urine at 2 o'clock in the morning. Where?
They can drink or eat.
They can drink. And in doping control station, what you have a bottles there, all sealed bottles. You have either juice and water, or he can bring his own drink. Okay? And tell at least just to take the water with seal, not unseal, you know. Seal, he break his own. There will be freeze, there will be liquid drinkings. In some way you find juice and water, seal, he drinks, and sit. Just in the restroom, where in the waiting room, there should be a TV requirement, some magazine to read. Okay, this is the minimum requirement. So please think, when you have doping control station, there is a room. One is waiting room, other doping control room. Okay.
What about, excuse me,
He is questioning about that the breed cannot provide the required volume. Then there is a partial sampling.
Passing sample means that you collect it, but once an athlete comes in the doping control station, someone, if the athlete won a gold medal, he had to go to medal ceremony. You can go. Yes, he can go. But the doping control officer or chaperone will never leave out of his eye. He will always accompany him. And second thing, if he has a press conference, he can sit in the press conference, the chaperone will sit on the side and watch him. Never let him out of the thing. And first thing, if he says, I want to take bath, don't allow him to take bath. That is not allowed.
and what about the beer?
Yeah?
Beer.
Beer. Yes, that's the question. In some countries, they allowed, last time once allowed beer. In Australia,
Because
they have,
back in
yes,
89, I was also
yes, they
tested,
allow beer.
and
I
they
can speak
offered
to this
beer
part, we
to
don't
drink.
drink at all.
I went
I was
to
doing
this
that,
experience in the last set game in Sri Lanka. My player won the gold medal, and after suddenly the DOC came to him and asked him to provide, give him a urine sample. And he writes to me, he said, sir, I tried 2 or 3 times, but it is not coming out. So he was asking me to give him a cigarette. I was giving him a water. So he insisted just give me a cigarette. So I gave him a glass of water. At the same time, I gave him a cigarette, but I was worried. Maybe the side effect of the cigarette.
No, cigarette is not bad. If it is acid inside, then it's bad. That one is very popular. Acid is bad. It's a bad.
Like there is another psychological effect. I have met with the breed that when I go to the sampling, he does not provide to bring the sample at that time. And he put his hand in the wall that how can I bring urine in front of you? Because we have no other choice.
So you have to test. This is all lack of training. We have to train. That's why we say before we athlete go to Olympics or any SAF game, give him a lectures on doping and how it's done, so he's mentally prepared. You know, you go all out of the blue. If they tell you no one, I would be very shocked. You know, so this is why we say awareness program, doping control. Why I am doing this, because most of you know that. Because some of you don't know. Even if one doesn't know, it's that. That's why I say we have to do this. Even though I was not allowed to, I don't have time enough. So please see the body. Okay, we have just little time. So this is just to demonstrate how to. So after he sealed the bottle, then I have a right to see. So now he sealed the bottle, then I have right. This is quite done. Then I just see going one. And you keep the bottle upside down, it doesn't break. And this bottle you can throw it doesn't break it. You know, these are so strong bottles. So these are the bottles, very strong bottle. And after doing this, you give me the sample. Now remaining sample that I have. That's now my right. This urine, I take a urine strip, okay? And we have a box specially, or you can put it in, or usually we do it this way. Or we wear gloves, really frankly. And take a strip there, drip it, just to, this way, weigh, and just keep it on the top so you don't drop it. And after 45 seconds in the bottle, you see the PS and specific gravity right down there. And this way is. Now, see, here two plastic bags. And what mistake most of us make it is, so I asked him to put this inside, and now there's a sachet inside, you know, small sachet inside. Most of us we throw thinking it's useless. No, these are the absorbent. If the urine is poor, you know, so it absorbs the urine. So you should not throw the small sachet, but it doesn't. It's a whole bottle, so it doesn't have. And nowadays, again, the other thing, you know, these bottles, they come with a date, expiry date. I don't know why. Before, we never had expiry. That's a business tactic, you know. Before, you used to use this for 5 years or 4 years. There's no expiry date. Now, there's expiry date. So you can't use it. That's the trick. And this costs about $35. These two bottles cost $35. And you only get it from Switzerland. You have to order. I have ordered recently 10 for my national game. The cost of the bottle was 235 francs and courier was 400 francs. Okay, 400 francs for courier, 235 for the boat. See? So now then, he puts it inside boat. Okay. Yeah, now they seal everything. You close it, and it's doping control. I complete the doping control form, and now there are 3 forms to be filled. This is one doping control form. There is a chain of custody form. In chain of custody, you have how many samples you send to the courier, that you go to the lab, and there's a DCO control form and supplementary form. If the players have taken, you have to write what medicine he took, how many days, how many that within 1 week. And that's how we complete the doping test. Then to the lab. If the result comes, then afterwards. Any question, please? Yes.
Sir, one question regarding the. Is there any punishment to the association or the federation for the player for their player?
Sure. Dr. Zeka said in 2012 we are coming. We always bet the table because most of our athletes who are found, like positive, you say, or failed the test, they've been given by someone, coach, team. They don't know. In my case in Nepal, we had a case, a guy, our runner, 10,000 in Sri Lanka, got 2 medals, gold medal, gone, 1909 run. The guy didn't know what he was doing, and we asked, did you take injection? No. At that time, we never had the tablets formed in 1909. But that guy from where got it, So, sometimes now if the doctors give, they are changing the rule. Now if the doctors give, administrator or someone give, they also will be banned. I heard if the doctors give also, you'll be out of arena for 2 years or something like that. Yes, please.
Sir, may I add in Sir Rashid's question that in cricket we used to have a form from the player that these are the banned stuff.
Yeah.
If you tell us without it, then we have counter sign. In this way, the medical side is kept away from the law enforcement agency that a player was one that don't take anything like that. This form structure is also there so that the doctor side is also safe.
There's a form set, but most of the our athletes are illiterate and they don't know it. Like I give you an example of recently in Punjab in India, they had a kabaddi, and 19 Indian kabaddi players were tested positive. And in that game, 35 I think, 23 or 35 were positive from US, Turkey, everywhere. And in kabaddi, doping is something you don't heard of, So any game can be. You can have dope. You can have.
To answer your question, some associations have made this rule.
Yes.
For instance, the International Weightlifting Federation, if any country gets more than 3 positives in 1 year, that federation is banned for 1 year.
Yeah,
that's federation, not all. It's not in the WADA code.
But it
is a rule made by the federation.
It was there. In China, the Indian, they couldn't participate due to this rule.
Sir, because we are having some problems while running anti-doping awareness programs for our athletes. Because if it is mandatory for the associations to develop the anti-doping awareness programs for the athletes, then it will be a very good idea to make the anti-doping awareness at the grassroots level.
No, actually, when you have a NADA should make all the associations comply to the code. You should make a rule for all the rules. When the NADA is NADA now, NADA should look after that all the associations sign the WADA code saying that they comply with the thing. That's one of the things we have to do.
But there should be some kind of accountability, at least one anti-doping awareness program for every year for one organization. Yes.
Yes.
It should be like this.
That's it, They should come through the organization. Because and all the organizations, once they comply with the word, they should insist them. So ask NADA, please give a lecture to our parents or things like that.
I think they should insist the organizations to
the problem is that we have sent the performers to accept these laws. None of the federation has sent the performers. So we cannot force them to for these.
Actually, you can by doing certain things.
Let's stop it now. Thank you very much. We should give time to go. It's very long.
Yeah. For instance, now, if your NADA gives out these instructions, you cannot force them. But as a sports board, you can withhold your funding. So those kind of subtle things you can do. You can say, we will release this year's fund after you have sent back this form. So those kind of things.